Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a lovely set on my girl Bonita. She's getting her nails done. She is a bridesmaid and the color scheme for this set is burgundy, navy, and gold. So just to start out with, I did forget to hit record when I first started, so the pinky nail is already done. And then I went ahead and recorded the rest of the nails that we have here. So with the color scheme that we have going on, I did pull out, some gold acrylic, my gold flakes, of course, my favorite, not polished nudes. This one is Velvet Teddy, so it's a little bit darker than a Nude Panther. And I did try to use an Igel Beauty Diamond Ombre, but I'm going to be talking about that once I get to that now. I don't think I liked it at all. This is one of the very first sets that I did using that new Kiara Sky brush. It was a learning process trying to get used to using it. I did go up in size from here. I used to use a 12. I got this 14, but it seemed more like a 12 also. But at this point in time, I'm currently using a size 16 brush. Now when I originally did this set, this was back in March 15th to be exact. We actually just recently did Bonita's nails over, and these nails lasted for 6 weeks, a little over 6 weeks, like 6 weeks and a few days. And I'm here to tell you that I was thoroughly impressed. This was the first set of nails that I did using my new dehydrator and priming combo. She said that she didn't really experience much lifting. She had one nail that lifted on one hand, one nail that lifted on the other because she had hit it, so she went ahead and just took it off. Also, when she came back, her nail beds were in such good condition. Sometimes people go to the shop and the nail tech creates those little rings around the cuticle area, and when they grow out, we actually call those rings of fire. She didn't have any of that. Her nail bed looked as if I didn't do anything to it at all. It was great. Here's where I'm using the Igel Ombre. It's kind of weird the way it works. So when it's on the brush, it's super dry, no matter how much monomer is in the brush, right? And then once you place it on the nail, after a few seconds, it just like turns to complete liquid. And it started like running off on the sides. This is like me literally trying to keep it clean, keep it from flooding the side walls so that I don't have to do much filing to clean it up. And it also took a while to harden as well. When I went into the cuticle area, same thing happened. I tried to avoid the cuticle area as much as I could. And then after a few seconds, like I said, it just turned into liquid. So I spent a lot of time cleaning out the cuticle area to make sure that that stayed nice and neat. Because this started doing this, and this was my very first time using this, I went ahead and just did a very, very thin layer and then capped this in clear, because I don't think that this would have build up an apex or build up any strength in this nail with the way that the acrylic was reacting. I'm not sure if it might have been the monomer or anything like that, but that's definitely not how I'm used to acrylic reacting. Normally with your liquid to powder ratio, you're able to kind of mold the acrylic the way that you need it, or me, I should say. The liquid to powder ratio that I use, I make it where I'm able to mold my acrylic so that it can move where I need it to move versus it being liquidy, and also it's not too dry either. I don't really know how to explain how I do it. It just basically comes from repetition. I do this at school, I do this at home for myself, and I also do this for my clients. I don't know, I'll try to think of the proper wording for how I get that liquid to powder ratio going good. Or maybe I might even make a video for it to show you, because certain things are better explained when shown, you know, when I give you an example of what's going on. So this is me going in again one more time just to kind of give this acrylic another little chance. It still did give me problems, so I just left it alone. I did all my capping and filing off camera, and now I'm just going in with some stonework. If you're new here, I do struggle with stone placement, so I typically will lay them out first and then place it on the nail. I'm not really good with just, you know, looking in the box and picking something out and putting it together. So I typically come out with like a whole layout. I might tweak it every now and then as I go along, but for the most part, my stone placements are kind of like set in advance and then placed on the nail. The good thing about doing nails with Bonita is pretty much she gives me full flexibility to do whatever I want. So if I have an idea that comes to mind, she's perfectly fine with that. As long as her nails are short enough where she can type and function at work. She does own a crafting business as well, where she's making cups, she's making shirts, she's making resin art. So it is beneficial for her nails to be a little bit shorter to make sure that she's able to do all of these things without any issues. Long nails is not for everyone. Even medium nails is sometimes too long. So the short nails, I definitely feel like I have a strong hold on this right now. A lot of my clients do like to have shorter nails because they are working with their hands throughout the day, and it's just better for them. They have less risk of banging their nail, damaging it, causing any early premature lifting. I've just been learning how to finesse the short nails and make them just as glamorous as the long nails that we see on Instagram. Now here I'm going in with some Mia Secret blooming gel, and this is where I'm going to incorporate more of the navy as well as the gold for the color scheme into the nail. Off to the side I have like mixed up some navy burgundy white nail polish, and I'm just kind of spreading it on the nail to give it a little bit of a marble effect with the blooming gel. So you'll see my lamp in the picture now because it's much easier to just switch hands back and forth, working on one hand and then the other while it's in the lamp. I give this a very, very thin, almost barely there layer of top coat so that I'm able to lay my gold foil down around the edge of that marble design. Once that's done, I do have her cure that hand, and then I cover it with top coat again. But the second layer of top coat is much thicker, and also I kind of float it over the nail so that this way, if there are any raised portions of the foil gel, the top coat will cover it without having it poke out. You see me popped in the camera real quick. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting all bases covered when it comes to getting up against them rhinestones with that top coat gel. The rhinestones I'm holding on with my nail glue, and trust me, they're not going anywhere. Even when she tried to soak the nails off, the rhinestones didn't budge. They were like pretty much staying in place. So the method that I use now to get them off, I used to clip them off and then they would just like shoot all over the room. But the method that I use now is just basically 2-time coarse drill bit. I file right over them. They come right off with no problem. This is where I'm floating the top coat over the foil to make sure it's nice and covered, nice and secure. You want to make sure that you cover the foil or encapsulate it somehow, because once it hits water, it starts to turn like a bronze kind of color that looks really gross. This nail we did do matte and everything else was shiny. Making sure I'm wiping down those side walls because my shaping is on point. Okay. Definitely don't want that gel to mess up my shaping. Going in with the cuticle oil that I have on my site, Glamooreusbykji.com. Giving a nice little rub down and finger massage all at the same time. And when I'm done with that, I just wipe the nails off, make sure that they're not covered in grease, with a little bit of alcohol, so that this way they look nice and perfect, ready for pictures. This is the finished result of her wedding nail set as a bridesmaid. Congratulations to the bride and groom. I also want to thank you guys for being patient with me while I'm coming up with content, editing these videos, getting these voiceovers done. I really appreciate you all, and I will catch you on the next one.